It's Ziggy Zig talking his way out of bronze number 41, which is between myself, Ziggity Zig, and a Terran known as the Black Hole. If anyone catches that song reference, then you win cookies that I can't send you. So, this is the first game I played, the first ladder game I played in my, top, I think I was top 50 bronze at the time, after having found and watched Apollo's bronze tutorial, just how to get the basics out, just how to do the very, very, very basics, which I learned quite a lot from. I learned timings on basic upgrades, and I learned how best what I was doing wrong, because I was basically making too many sentries early on, whereas the most economic thing to do early on is too many stalkers early on, and the best thing to do is make sentries and zealots. And use hallucination to scout, because I never knew what was going on. My observers moved too slow and they were too weak. So out I go to see if I can find him. And I also, what was the other thing I learned? I also learned that this map, which I believe is THWOB, short rush distance, is disabled. So what you do is you check your short air distance and then your cross position. Because if you search cross position first and then air, that means if he's in the second one, basically if you do it that way, your second search takes longer than your second search would have taken in the other direction. It's the most efficient way of doing it. It's the only thing that I can actually agree with that is efficiency. And for the most part, all these other efficient things make no sense to me. So I find his base, figure out what he's doing. He's got a gas. He's got his barracks going up. So, nothing ridiculous do I learn. And I probably don't go back. And he walls off anyway, so there's not much chance in going back afterwards. I managed to not pylon block myself this time. Look at that. No supply block there. Adding my gateway to my hotkeys, because in early game, you want to have your gateways on a hotkey, so my first 3 gateways usually, sometimes 2 or 3. I put on my hotkey 3, and then I can just whip over to 3. And then after that, I hotkey my forward pylon, just so I can quickly double tap 3, and then beam in as many units as I can. Yeah, Harvester's going in there. Excellent. Cybernetics core. I'm trying to figure out the timing, and it's always nice to see the timing, but I try to figure out how fast other people get their warp gate done, because here I go, I get 1 zealot, big deal. You know what I find a lot of Terrans using bronze nowadays? Reapers. And I wasn't ready for that, because the problem with me playing StarCraft 2 is I was watching too many pro matches cast by Husky, HD, Total Biscuit, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll use tactics based on that. No, because I'm not fast enough to use those tactics, so it's moot. They say things like, oh, and then you can just, they offhandedly state things like, oh, well, then you can just micro. No, I can't. I can't micro for crap. So that just made it was useless. I mean, it was information, and I was trying to figure it out, and I probably should have listened a lot more about what to do on the maps and what's best on maps, but to be honest, I was mostly encouraged by Destiny doing a macro is key. I mean, he crushed his way through everybody in the Platinum League, or Platinum Diamond, just by going mass queens, because he said it's a strong macro until you get up to, like, high Platinum and into Masters League. Macro is all you need. If you have a good economy, you will win. I mean, he had really awesome micro at the same time, but... So there are my gateways slightly early, because I find sometimes everyone's got their gateways ready to go as soon as the Cyber Core goes up. So maybe I missed a couple chrono boosts on the Cybernetics core, but it's 549, 550. That feels kind of late. How am I doing army supply-wise? Well, he has none. And I have him in worker supply, so I guess I was just really lucky here. So meanwhile, I have lots of funds. Staying ahead of my supply, which is good. I'm way up on him in supply. Okay, that finishes. I guess I was staring at that, waiting for that to finish as well. Hopefully I'm still getting probes going. How many probes do I have? I think saturation is pretty much complete right there. So next, the other thing that I learned is to have a pylon here and slowly make a little wall in front of your expansion base, right? So here I am, obviously, so I've got double gas, because that's what he says, we got double gas for a reason, make more sentries. So I have a decent amount there. His army supply seems to be outdoing me. There comes hallucination. I don't appear to be doing anything at the moment. Making a couple more units. Here comes some zealots. I have plenty. I'm now nervous about expanding, because in the past, whenever I expanded, have a look down here. This is going to turn into a 2. Because my adding and subtracting, basic shit. There you go. So you got the wall in down here. And this is Apollo's wall in. Because it's a good time for getting your forge. And I'm all, okay, well, I'll try that. And I have been trying it, and it's been very successful for me. So basically everything that the Apollo has told me, with the possible exception of, oh, just micro your units a little bit. And, what's the other one? Stagger shot, or scoot and shoot? They're probably both double S's. With your stalkers, where you move and then you hit stop and you let them shoot. I'm bad at that. I don't think I'll ever be good at that. Of course, never say never. Don't quite have enough for an upgrade just yet, but... oh, I put it towards the robo facility. That's cool. There's another one I'm bad at, is the timing on moving your probes down. So there goes the Phoenix. And I send him off, and what I usually do is I think send him to a... I first send him to the expansion to make sure he's got his expansion. Yep, seems to be building something there. That's fine. And then I whip up here. So this is where he starts with the really... because, do you know what? In bronze, hallucinated units work. Because... I don't know, they're just not ready for it. So here he goes, and he's decided to get... so he was going pretty Marauder heavy for a bit there. Oh, I seem to be getting all kind of choppy with lag and such. Marine... so now he's getting some Marines, so I choose to get a bit more of an army up front. How's my comparison going? I am ahead, we're tied for army, but I'm ahead in worker. My base is up and running. His is not quite up and running. I'm not sure how that went. Do I have an observer yet? No. Where's my observer? Oh, it's on the way. So Protoss weapons. Getting some Protoss weapons. The other thing that I learned was halfway through, this is a fantastic piece of advice that he just threw out there, and he says every now and then, halfway through researching your first upgrade, or your weapons one, throw down a Twilight Council, because that's what is required for weapons 2. So throw down that Twilight Council. Go. And I thought, that's what I was doing wrong, because I'd get ground level 1, and then I think, oh, when do I need a Twilight Council? And I didn't throw one down because I thought, oh, I don't want Blink this time. I don't want Charge this time. I don't need this. I don't need that. I've already got my Robo Facility on hotkey 5. I don't have my Forge. Usually I try to put that up here in hotkey 0 or 9. I guess we'll come have a look and see what's going on up here. So he's, yep, doing the same thing. Coming. Ooh, that's lucky. Can't even have a look there. He's probably going to get shot down. Army supply, I'm still up a little bit. I have a slight advantage over him. However, I can now, since I now kind of know where he is and what he's doing, because I wandered over the map with the hallucinated Phoenix, I can move out. What did I forget when I moved out? I forgot to bring a probe with me to make a pylon. So I just bring a latent one with me and waste more time. Protoss ground weapons is taking a long time, but meanwhile, I don't think I remembered to throw down the Twilight Council this time. Oh, ground weapons is done, and I don't have it. This is a poor example, and I'm making a second observer for whatever reason. Send that probe back. So here's my army. It is slightly stronger. My worker supply is stronger. Here's my nice little reinforcement pylon, which I think I might set on 3. Yep, Oh, no, I haven't done that yet. And the other one is always make extra gateways, because that way you can warp in if you have enough cash. So you always want to keep warping in, and if you have more gateways to warp in, doesn't matter if you don't have enough money or if you don't have the supply to do it, it keeps things on a staggered cooldown. So if you only have enough to warp in 4, but you've got 8 gateways, warp in 4. Because then in a few seconds' time, if you were waiting for those original 4 to come in again, you've got another 4 that are ready. So it's half and half. I like that. So again, here we go. Little bit of an advantage. Gonna go in, have a little poke at these marauders, see what's going on. Probably throw up some... No guardian shield. This was before I figured out the shift button, because I think these guys are set up to... Yeah, after they attack move in this direction, they're supposed to throw down some force fields. And there goes my observer getting destroyed. Gonna try out some guardian shield finally. So yeah, this is my first attempt at Apollo's, not so much build, but more advice, because it's excellent advice. So if this isn't an advertisement for it, which in a small way probably isn't, and then going back to Cyrax's advice of go straight for the workers, kill them all. I think I did a little bit of attacking there. Meanwhile, I was apparently doing a small amount of reinforcing just here. There's probably some stuff going on there. Yep. Though I was reinforcing, I was forgetting to get my gateways. I had nothing building at the time. I was just being a tunnel-visioned poohead, I guess would be the appropriate term. So here I come, trying to get up this blocked-in space. I can get up the ramp, so therefore I can see things, and that was apparently it. He was done. Probably because he didn't... I mean, I had him bottled in, so he didn't really have anywhere to go, unless he wanted to do some banshees. Some cloaked banshees probably could have done some damage, but I guess he didn't have a stargate. Or starport. Port! I didn't say gate. So it's 41. Yep. Ziggity Zig. Talking his way out of bronze. You can email me, ziggityzig@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter, @ZiggyStarcraft. Stay tuned.